Stop, you're watching right now for the tiny itty bitty microcap liquid meme coins. Or a farm did a 3x from me giving you the exact bottom just 3 days ago, and if you're not watching the show, you're literally leaving money on the table. And it's not just this one, everything we called last week, literally everything is exploding right now. I am about to show you the strongest 11 charts in the market. They're all tiny market caps with massive upside. And these are the setups that you need to get rich quick before the end of June. This might be the biggest microcap season in crypto history, and you're either early or you're gonna be forgotten. You're going to want to stay until the end because the final charts could front run the entire next wave. Being early to the new wave equals making millions and millions out of thin air. So do me a favor, press that like button. We literally have no time to waste. So let's get onto it. Alright, my dear friends, we start with Troll. Troll is looking amazing. It literally went as predicted here with that V-type shape recovery. I think we're literally going to do a V-type shape recovery. I drew the whole thing before this entire move happened, and it happened almost exactly and precisely as you predicted. If you were on Axiom, there's a link down below, join it. And you left limit orders here at the 13.8 million market cap line, which I said is going to print a higher low. Overall, if you look at the chart, it's a higher low. Then it's bullish, and you're probably going to grab it at the best possible price. And if you did, look, Troll is looking amazing now at 20 million market cap, and you could have got it at like 13.8. So when it comes to Troll, you could be up something like 45-50% already. It's looking bullish now, and I think the accumulation is basically done. The reason why I haven't been talking about it too much is because there was literally nothing else to add. But I think the recovery is basically done. BTC is looking bullish, Troll is looking bullish, and I think it's ready to go up. On to the next, we have Kitty. Kitty, again, you got basically a second entry because of Elon and Trump's whole fighting thing. You got your second entry, which was even better than the first. It already 3x'd from my first call, and I think now it's going to pull a 5x, a 3x again. Minimum for the people that are entering at this price, and at least the people that entered at 1.67 at that bullish fair value gap that I charted a few days ago last week. So you should have been watching the show last week because we are nailing a ton of trades. This trend line is holding quite nicely. Got hit 1 times, 2 times, 3 times now, and I think what's going to happen is once it bounces again from the trend line, it's going to go literally to all-time highs, and it's going to be incredibly bullish for Kitty, one of the best looking microcaps. We have Mask. What a beautiful trade. Everyone on this trade should be up at least 2.6x, maybe a 3x. We charted this right here at the bottom perfectly. I said this is the first bullish fair value gap. This is the second. Leave your limit orders on Axiom. Link down below, join Axiom, and you will be able to join my private group. We are almost done, and only my Axiom referral signees are going to be able to join. Anyways, this is looking like one of the best charts in crypto. And if you think about it, it's basically like gonna print a double formation, very bullish. It's coiling up, it's just accumulating. A ton of whales are accumulating this because honestly this might be the best cult/community coming out of the trenches in the past month, to be completely honest. Looking quite nicely, and I'm pretty sure this thing can go to 100 million market cap at this point if it just continues like this, and it can be the next house, the next Troll like chart. And we got it first here on CoinTalk. Don't forget that I gave you the entry at 7 million market cap. Then we have Prompt, another one that we nailed. The only reason why Prompt isn't at all-time high, so be completely honest, and this is one of the best ICM plays out there, is because of Trump and Elon Musk. We nailed this right here at 2 million market cap. It went to 5 million, and then it completely retraced back to 2 million. If you had like limit orders here on Axiom, you could have gotten a perfect entry again, but I don't think you're gonna get another entry. Like, it's just making higher and higher lows basically, and it's coiling up, and the ICM meta, my friends, is basically coming back again. And what do you think is gonna happen to this tiny market cap? Look at the liquidity, very liquid. This thing can pull a 10x. When Launchcoin starts moving, things like this can pull a 10x. Don't forget, you heard it here first. I'm pretty confident about Prompt. On to the next, we have Labubu. Labubu is one of the best trades on chain as well. Look, it did 70 million market cap, good liquidity, amazing community. I think between 17 and 13 is still the best entry. That's where I have my Axiom limit orders, between those, because this is to me the bullish fair value gap. Look, why is it the bullish fair value gap? You had a resistance here on the 18th of May, then you had support on the 23rd and 24th of May, and you also had resistance before the entire move started right here on the 21st of May. This is the bullish fair value gap. I have a ton of limit orders here. I want to get filled because I think this thing can do something like this, V-type shape recovery, especially with Bitcoin looking this good, and you can basically get a 6x on your money here. Okay, no joke. A 6x on a recovery of one of the biggest memes, one of the biggest trends on TikTok is a very good chart. Where is the invalidation? If it breaks below 13.13, I think it's invalidated. I would say it's very unlikely. That said, my friends, I think the likelihood of it hitting the bullish fair value gap is like 50-50. So you should at least enter with 20% of your size. I already told you, this was a good buy. I charted this when it was at all-time highs, basically. I already said this is a great buy. Right now, where it's at 22, it's also a great buy. So at least 20 to 30% of your bags should enter here and then leave the rest for the bullish fair value gap. And of course, the invalidation, I already told you what the invalidation is. On to the next, another one that we nailed last week. Like literally everything we talked about last week pumped, and you could have gotten on one of the worst weeks in crypto in the last, couple of months. You could have gotten like 3, 4, 5x's. Look at this. It literally pumped from like 1.5 to new all-time highs. I told you our farm was strong. This is one of the best memes. This, Kitty, and Mask could pull a troll/house coin. Okay, this thing can go incredibly high. The only reason why we had this deep pullback, basically a 50% pullback, again, Elon and Trump. If that didn't happen, we would be at all-time highs. We would have hit our top fib extension. But I'm still incredibly bullish our farm, and I think still this is one of the best memes out there. On to the next, we have 𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏 is looking bullish again. Look at this trend line. Lows, 18th of April, higher lows, 7th of May, higher lows, and now 6th of June, higher lows. One of the most liquid meme coins on Solana, listed on several exchanges. I think 𝗏𝗏 is going to recover, and I think 𝗏𝗏 is going to recover hard and then hit that 155 million market cap line. So if you're a big guy and you're watching the show and you want to trade 200k, 300k, okay, join Axiom right now. There's a link down below. This is the type of chart that you should be trading, because the confidence in trading these more liquid, older meme coins, the confidence should be higher. They're easier to predict, okay? Easier, much easier. I already told you this was the first resistance. This is the obvious next resistance. And let me repeat again, this is going to be, I think, the major resistance for 𝗏𝗏, because you had support all throughout of October 2024, and then you had a ton of support again in early January, and you can basically 4x your money here, 4 to 5x. Maybe it goes a little bit higher, but you should be selling around 155 million. If you have big money, if you have size, this is the type of charts that you should be trading. You just have to be a little bit more patient, because with these tiny meme coins and with these tiny market caps, there's a lot of movement, but they're also harder to predict. But I'm very bullish 𝗏𝗏. Then we have SPX hitting the resistance. Now let's see what happens. Either the resistance holds, and this is a bearish fair value gap, and then we're going to see the price retrace back to $1 billion. It's at 1.2 billion, or it's going to slice through and do something like this, slices through, retouches, turns into support, and then goes into 1.5. I think there might be some accumulation here. It's very likely, but if we see this thing break above, barely retrace, and then go straight to 1.5 billion market cap, I think you can sell here at 1.5 billion market cap, to be completely honest, because this is the top of the line resistance. This is a bearish fair value gap. Very likely that the coin will reaccumulate and then go and make new all-time highs. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to SPX, showing amazing strength and one of the best looking charts in crypto. I think this one right now is leading the way for all the other memes. So you have to look at SPX. We have to chart it every single day, because if it goes to 1.5 and then it retraces, on that retrace, liquidity will come into the major caps, into the tiny market caps, and the tiny market caps that we've been talking about will pump even harder. Then we have AWR. AWR now gave you a perfect entry at 3.96, which is very close to the support line at 3.44 million market cap, right here. I think it's at a great place to buy, to be completely honest, and it's still one of the best trades that we nailed on the show. But I think right now AWR, one of the best communities out there, one of the best looking charts also on Solana, tiny market cap, big community. This one is at a great place to buy. Then one on base, VVV. I traded this perfectly here, grabbed it here and sold here at the resistance. Now I don't have any VVV now, but here's what I'm seeing. Very simple. This is the resistance. Why? Support here on the 7th of May, resistance here on the 15th of May, support here again 3rd of February. I think this thing can pull back and go back to the trend line, in which case 78 million or 84 million, 85 million would be a good place to accumulate this. Then there's a second possibility, which is it breaks above and then turns this into support. That's when I buy right here, and then it continues. But this is one of the best charts on base. Now back to Solana, Italian rot. I want to grab some Italian rot at 1.86 right here. I'll grab some, just a little bit, because the community is kind of crazy, and that's my entry. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit, but that's what I'm looking to enter. Italian rot, I think the support line here is not going to hold. It's looking weak, already broke below, and that's where I'm looking to grab some Italian rot. We have Launchcoin. Launchcoin is the main ICM coin. I told you guys this is the bottom. This is where you should be buying. When I was doing these shows, they were getting, a lot less views, because it's always the same thing at the bottoms, at the places, at the prices that you need to buy. That's when people sort of go away, and that's a major signal that you have to pay attention and buy. Told you guys last week, you should be happy. You should be happy for all the entries, amazing entries. Look, Launchcoin is not going to stop here. I think this is a good buy here. It's basically bouncing off of this support, and it's going to go straight to all-time highs. I think after this major accumulation, just some whales are selling, because if you were buying here with me, you're basically up to X on Launchcoin. So yeah, it's a good place to take some profits and just leave a moon back and let's see what happens. But that's why it retraced back into this bullish fair value gap. This is very bullish for ICM coins, stuff like Prompt, stuff like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I think 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 was at a good buying price a few days ago. It retraced too much. Once this one starts going, all the other ICMs are going to explode basically, but it's still at a good price, I think. Then, my friends, we have Bitcoin. Look at how good Bitcoin looks. This entire thing here was just FUD from Elon Musk and Trump and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Okay. This is called an entry, a perfect entry, to be completely honest. It went to 100K. No one wants to sell Bitcoin below 100K. That's what it seems like. It's the new support line. I think it's bullish. I think we're going to see Bitcoin at all-time highs very, very soon. And here's the deal. If Bitcoin goes to all-time highs very, very soon, in the next 2 months, for example, I think it's going to happen. All these coins I'm talking about, they're the main ones. Okay. They're the main characters of this cycle right now. And what you need to do to get good entries and to start trading like a pro on these is you need to start using limit orders on Axiom to grab Launchcoin, okay? To grab Labubu, to grab all of these, because all you have to do is look, I'm helping you guys get entries on all of these. And these entries are hitting almost to perfection. So you need to start using Axiom. There's a link down below. I'll also leave a link pinned in the top comments. And I think that you should be using Axiom like all the pros are. This is the main crypto exchange right now. It's like the Binance of on-chain trading, meme coins, ICM plays, AI agents, whatever it is, DEXs, DeFi, anything. This is the best place to trade anything on chain. So you have to start using it. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed this show. I'm going to be seeing you guys tomorrow with a ton more updates. All these charts I think are going to be pumping. They're all going to be green. It's all going to be great this week. Last week was the end of the pain, and this week is looking amazing and incredibly bullish. So see you guys tomorrow with more amazing news. Bye.